I stood and looked down. You know I lost a lot of friends there, baby. I got no time. All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. Welcome back. We are Old Guys Still Rock. I am Blair Armstrong. I'm located here in beautiful Indian Wells, California. And on my right, as I see it on the screen, it typically records that way as well, is my very, very good friend of 20 plus years, Brent Wright of Brent Wright Incorporated. I have to give him a little bit of applause because he's so amazing. And he's done so many great things, not only for my life, but for my family's life. And I'm sure that if you know him very well, somewhere along the line, he's done something great for you too. So, hey, buddy. Welcome back, man.
Recovering from no voice for 2 days. Got in a hyperbaric chamber and kicked up my immune system and started kicking this cold's butt. And so I sound like Wolfman Jack. So, and you have to be an old guy that still rocks to know who the hell
Wolfman Jack, right? The one of the OGs of radio, right? He definitely had a face for radio.
Yes, he did. And a voice for it.
And a voice for it too. So those different things are going on. So my buddy, we are episode number 25 for those of you, again, so we're not going to edit that part out, but for those of you, this is your first time checking us out. Again, Old Guys Still Rock. What are we? We are a podcast that is a little bit different, we think, from most, because we are hitting a different genre than most. The reason why I say that, most of our genre is a kind of a 40-plus genre, has tasted life, maybe licked the gutter a couple times, been successful, maybe lost it, regained it back, or maybe still successful, but teaching others. So we are an avenue for men, women, teenage boys, girls, whatever that may be, wherever we're out there, is to give back what we have learned and give it back to you so you too can go and take that out. The only thing that we ask of you is when you see our videos is, one, to share it, two, to comment on it, but most of all, subscribe to it. So when we put out this content, you're automatically informed, and it's a lot easier for you to find us. So we are here.
For those of you on Spotify had an upload issue. So we are getting that rectified today, and we'll be uploading the last 3 or 4 episodes to Spotify. So thank you for listening and watching and bringing that to our attention.
Yes. So whoever that was, we do appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Kyle Vanderlinden.
Kenneth Vanderlinden. So that means we know.
Kyle Vanderlinden. It's hard to say.
Vanderlinden. I'm not trying to mess it up. I'm sorry. But thank you guys. And that just means we have people that are looking out for us and miss our episodes. We really appreciate that. Keep doing what you're doing because it is helping. I know that we're still small, but so was David when he knocked down Goliath, and that's what we're looking for today. So, dude, we made it. Episode 25. We are on their silver anniversary of Podcast World. So that's good for us. Get another round of applause. Woo! Anyway, I got these cool new gadgets, and I have one that has crickets. So when I fail, I'll try to find the cricket one too. I've got to write them down. But anyways, so we're episode 25. Super excited to be here. We're coming into the Thanksgiving weekend, which we'll talk about how we're going to handle next week anyway. But besides being sick, a lot of things going on in your world right now, a lot of things going on in my world, but I want to hear what's going on in Brent Wright Incorporated. There is another venture that's starting by one of your, you're not one of yours, but by your wife. Who had this inkling probably a little bit over a year ago, if I remember correctly, kind of wanted to she's like, I know what my purpose is. I just don't know how to get it out there. So with many discussions, and guys, the reason why I'm filling you this in is because it's really a part of what Old Guys Are Still Rock. So everything that we talk about is kind of leading into this story. So the conversation that Brent and April have had for a good amount of time is now coming to fruition. And that is...
Right Wellness Center on Airport Road next to my other businesses. So it's going to be more of a boutique wellness center, gym, fitness, holistic approach to healing and health. Um, we're going to have hyperbaric chamber, soft wave TRT, um, red light, green light, blue light therapy, all of those things, plus a full gym, plus cold plunge, plus sauna, plus massage chairs with natural foot bath, type of a thing. So magnesium, Epsom salt, all of those essential oils. A kids play area, eventually a rock climbing wall, and an outside track. And we're talking about adding a soccer field out back for the school to use, things like that. So, City First Christian Academy will be hopefully able to use a soccer field and add that to their repertoire to be able to have the kids be able to play soccer. So, super cool. Touches my heart, touches my soul. To see my wife dreaming this and then executing on it. And she said last night, "Well, I couldn't do it without you." And I said, "No, you can do it without me.
Mm-hmm.
It just was a little easier with me."
Right.
So she's very dedicated to this process. We started vision casting this about 7 or 8 months ago with our kids. So we would bring them here to this space, look at the space, and then started defining what the space was going to look like and our offerings, and really started pushing on this pretty hard when we got hooked up with our Dr. Stephanie Ridgely, and she kind of pushed us towards this. She pushed my wife to get her coaching certificate and her nutritionist certificate and a bunch of other stuff. And then Kate and Edna came on the show.
Mm-hmm.
God just dropped them right in our lap,
Mm-hmm.
and they run a wellness center in Light Hyperbarics up in Vancouver, and they decided to take us under their wing and chaperone our growth, which is huge.
Mm-hmm.
And we're very blessed to have them on our team. We wouldn't be where we're at today so quickly if we hadn't done that. They got us hooked up with a Softwave TRT provider, and we started draining my bank account yesterday very, very quickly between the hyperbaric, Softwave TRT, and all of the gym equipment. By the time we're done, it's going to be multiple six figures investment to make this happen. So very grateful for all the people that have supported us through it. Very grateful for my wife to bringing this vision into our family. And I'm very grateful to my kids who have really supported this vision. On my daughter's door, there is a Right Wellness Center logo that she helped design and put it on her door about 8 months ago. She's been learning how to vision cast too. And it's amazing to watch that. So I never thought I'd be here 51 years old talking about my 9-year-old daughter vision casting. It's amazing. So,
well, dude, I think we can have an episode right now because you dropped about 15 golden nuggets right there. I had to write down a couple of things, and one of the big things before it's actually just going to lead into everything. So, guys, today I'm kind of actually been jacked up about this show for the past 48 hours. So, with just different things that have been in my mind. But what Brent brought up is super important, and it's a lot to do, and it can be very discouraging at times. But vision casting, I'm sure that you've tried it. A lot of us have tried it, vision casting from vision boards and stuff like that. And maybe it doesn't come to fruition in a month or 2 weeks or 6 months or a year or maybe 2 years. And we poo-poo the idea. But it's something, going back to what you just reminded me of. I could have heard this in the podcast or you could have heard it from somebody else. But vision casting is like working out. You've got to do it every freaking day because as soon as you stop, you have to start at the beginning. So for me, I look at it as vision casting and I have a hard time with it. So I'm still going through the journey of like being consistent with it. But I look at it as this is if I go ahead and I'm working out 5 to 6 days a week, which is just good. That's good for me. I know that's not for everybody, but it's good for me. But I know that if something happens, I get sick, take a week off, I go on vacation, I'm not consistent enough. My whole mindset, my whole drive, everything goes downhill. That's a big part of vision casting. It's a big part of life, period. If we lose focus of what we're put on this earth to pursue, then we lose focus. So Brent has done an amazing job, and I'm sure there's a lot of your parents that are out there that are very similar to him, that are teaching their kids because of what they learned, what those stuff, doing vision casting, from reading books to talking about how to become better and all those different things. So if you're looking for ways or trying to find ideas and maybe get your kids out of video games or following the trend, because just because they don't follow the trend doesn't make them weird. They may be one of, those servants, if you may. I kind of look at your kids as servants for the things that they know at their age, to go out there and do that. But follow Brent Wright, follow his stuff. I mean, they're not over the top of, hey, we're going out. Look at my son. He's eating an ice cream cone. There are different things of showing that, hey, I'm training my son to do this. I'm training my daughter to do this, to give them a better lot in life. And it's coming from you that's experienced. And then some of this, and the great thing about this is now they're going to take that to school and help other kids that their peers, in essence, at 9. How old's your son?
He's 7.
Okay, so 9 and 7. So a lot of cool things going on, man. And there's some good vibes in here. So if you guys are turning in the first time, go back, watch our past episodes. Pretty much everything has a common thread. We may have different conversations, but it all leads back to this: is that personal excellence is the ultimate rebellion, and it's not in a bad way. It's just that keep striving, keep that vision cast going, keep looking to say, hey, even though I made it here, I could be here. And even though I made it here, I can help somebody get from here to here. So it's great. Congratulations, man. I'm super excited to next time we'll get down to Eugene, which probably won't be till next year. You never know.
Yeah.
I can't wait to come check it out. We've been following it. It's been cool. Saw that you had a little paint mishap, and it was just a little sign from God to.
Well, and that's everybody says, that only Instagram, Facebook, and all the social stuff and threads and whatever is just people posting all their successes and all their positives and all that stuff. We post it all. We post success and failure. We post our hardships with our kids and the struggles that we're having in life and in business. And I mean, on our legacy meeting this morning, I was like, how many people, I think there was 7 guys on there. How many people wanted to burn it all down this morning when you rolled out of bed? Everybody raised their hand. Right?
Yeah.
So it's the entrepreneurial lifestyle, right? I mean, it's just what it is. So, first time in a lot of months. I don't have any exact number because I don't keep track. But a lot of time, first time in a lot of months that I did not get in the cold plunge because I woke up late because of this silly cold. I forgot to set my alarm, and usually don't wake up by an alarm. But today I was 6 minutes late, and that was my cold plunge, and so I'm feeling it. I don't.
Yeah.
It makes a difference. So consistency is the key to success. So.
It's a big deal, man, and I feel it. So even I was off supplements for about a month and a half, 2 months, and I noticed a big difference in that just because of the lack of nutrition and trying to stay consistent with diets and stuff like that. So it's just consistency. We have to do everything consistent to make an impact of that. So I know that your wife is going through it. I'm sure that she had some days of tears. Like, I don't know if I can do this right now because there's just so much going on in the world. My wife is going through the same thing. She's on the brink of a grand opening, expansion to her store, a boutique, and was pretty powerful this morning. She came up and was just finishing up my devotional, and she got up and came in, just needed that hug, and you had to. There's just a lot of stuff, and I'm not taking away from anything from April because I'm pretty sure that April's going through the same thing.
She needed the cuddles last night.
Yeah,
too,
right. It's just sometimes we forget, as dominant as our wives are, and as great things that they contributed to society, we forget that there's some fragility to them, right? And they need really almost to suck our strength to help them rebuild.
It's vibrational. like she feeds off my vibration, good
Yeah.
or bad. So I have to be
Yeah.
right with myself, right? So I
Right.
have to be right with myself. I have to make sure that if I'm struggling with something, that I am open about it, so that way she doesn't get near me and suck that bad vibration from me.
Mm-hmm.
My kids, the same thing. I let them know when I come home, like, give me 20 minutes, guys. I got to decompress, or I'm going to go out and do some chores. I'll be right back. I don't tell them all the time that I'm struggling with something, or I had a hard day or a hard conversation or something like that I need to process. But it's all vibrational, literally. They feed off of it.
Yeah.
So the days that I come home and I've had a stressful day, I walk in the house and they immediately the kids start bickering. She starts talking to them and trying to get right with them. And then, she's just not well with that.
Right.
Right. And it's all
Right.
because of me. It's all
Right.
because of my leadership. I need, I need to be the leader.
Yeah, and two, I think that's an important point because we point out like a lot of good things that happen in your life, and sure, I'm talking about some good stuff that happened in my life, but it's not all sunshine and rainbows, right? There's some difficult conversations. There's some not meeting of the mind. So it's not that we're sitting in here like, oh, we've got this perfect life and Brent's just super successful. There's some hard times, and I think what you said is correct. Is you share those hard times, and it's okay to talk about those because everybody just wants to talk about their wins. So we've talked about this many times before is we don't like talking about our losses, but losses is what actually help us become better. So don't forget to
Nobody,
share those.
nobody likes to lose, but everybody
Yeah.
likes the results of the lesson you learn from the
Mm-hmm.
loss. Right. So
And I'm
if
learning
I
a lot of them right now because you did is, my wife is pouring it on and I have learned to take a different role. And I kick air and I punch air and I say bad words in my head, but in the same sense as I know that like this is the spot that God needs me to be in right now, and just keep do as much support as I can. So
Yeah, your wife didn't pour a little cup of gasoline on the fire. She kicked the whole 55-gallon drum over.
she sure, yeah,
That's what my
she
wife
did,
did
brother.
too.
It is that is spot on, man.
Yeah.
And she'll flat out tell you. Again, we've talked about it. She'll be on here in a couple weeks. We got to let things settle down for a little bit. But this adventure that she's on right now, so basically, right now, for those of you who don't know, you can follow for Brett's wife, it's Right Wellness Center. He'll have that on his link tree, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. What I'm talking about is my wife is Chrissy, so you can find her at chrissys.com. She started off with this just a little over 1,000 square foot boutique on the street of El Paseo. For those of you who've been in Palm Desert, it's just right next to Armando's. So you have this. So she found this spot that was coming available literally across the street. And she knew for her business to grow, she had to get a bigger space. So with the negotiations and different things like this and how the negotiations went through, I can't wait for her to share that because realistically, this shouldn't happen. So there was a lot of God work to make this space happen. And as I said, to a lot of support from outside sources as well. But so now she's moving across the street and triple the size of her space. And as Brent said, and she'll tell you, she's 3 years ahead of where she thought she would be. It's not, there's a lot of things that came to it, but there was an opportunity here to take this space. So even though that she was thinking, okay, in 3 years I'll be here, an opportunity became first. And so will tell you many times too, I want to shut it down. I want to burn it down. This is not the right time. I'm going to back out. And then God puts something in her thing and it makes something work. And another thing comes in and it makes it work. So,
Well, think about this. So here's the real kicker. We're investing hundreds of thousands of dollars in our wellness center. Your wife is investing hundreds of thousands of dollars in her growth.
mm-hmm.
Clearly, neither one of us are watching Fox News. If we did, Fox
Right.
News would tell us that what we're doing is foolish.
Amen.
And we shouldn't be growing and expanding during a downturn in the economy or the recession or whatever the heck they're calling it, right?
Yeah.
Every successful business I've ever ventured on has been started during a downturn.
Mm-hmm.
Every single one of them.
Yeah.
And when I bet on myself.
Yep.
I don't go to Vegas. I don't do all that stuff. I bet on myself. And now I'm betting on my wife. My wife's betting on me. We're going to do this together.
Yeah.
And your wife, the same way.
Yeah.
She's betting, she's betting big, but she's betting on herself. And she probably hasn't even had time to watch the news and doesn't
No.
even, right? And so,
No.
like, she doesn't know there's a downturn. She just knows she's got to grow.
Well, she's, as a part of it, she's got to grow, and she's got 13 other women that are counting on her as well.
Yeah.
But one of the greatest, I had a great story. So I just can't wait to get on her, man, because the cultures that she's created over there is freaking outstanding, and it's awesome to watch. It's awesome to watch for the reason is because she's teaching me something. I'm like, wow, it's cool. So she'll never admit it. April will probably never admit it, but it's amazing to see how she pours into these employees, how she pours into her community. And it's really just an overflow of grace, wisdom, love that God has put into her, and she keeps pouring it out, and God keeps filling it up, man. So it's freaking awesome, dude. And I know that you see a lot of that in April too. So
if you've ever witnessed childbirth, mm-hmm. the amount of stuff that a woman can take mm-hmm. is huge. Mm-hmm. A man, we get a toenail, hurts a little bit, ingrown toenail or hangnail, or we shut down for a week and crawl inside our shell, right? I've been sick, and the first thing I want to do when I get home again is go sit in my chair and relax and take a load off. And she's sick too, and she's still going. She's painting every day. She's doing all the things, and she is she's not taking no for an answer. I expect your wife's probably not doing the same thing. They don't know when to stop because they can take an immense amount of pain mm-hmm. as long as they're supported.
Great point. Yeah.
As long as they're supported, they can take an immense amount of pain and suffering.
That's so good. So that's we got a lot more to cover here today, but man, that was really good. Some good insight. So for those guys out there struggling, men, women, teenagers, whatever it may be, don't quit, brother. Just keep going. And if you need some support, as always, you can always reach out to us. Super simple to contact. I mean, obviously you can get a hold of us through YouTube or Spotify. But again, we're just not hard to find, and we'll give you that stuff in the back. But as we continue, dude, I want to share something with you. This is from.
Oh, we can't hear you, buddy.
Yeah, I'm going to try to get this over here. So I'm going to share the screen. This is a video of. I'm just going to let you watch it, and we'll talk about this in 2 seconds.
Cool.
There's obviously been some talk about you and another school in the last couple days. Just your thoughts on that, how you handled that, and just your commitment to Oregon.
Yeah, we talk about outside noise a lot in our program. I guess the reality here is, one, my name and our program would never be in a topic of conversation for another school if we didn't have something here that everybody else wanted. And the reason we have something here that everybody else wants, that's because of what our players, our coaches, the support that exists here at Oregon have created. I think I've been really, really clear here since day one. Everything I want exists right here. I'm not going anywhere. There's zero chance that I would be coaching somewhere else. I've got unfinished business here. There's a lot that I want to accomplish here at Oregon. My number one priority is being elite here at Oregon. And we have the resources, the tools. Anybody that can't understand why you would want to be here at this place doesn't understand exactly what exists here, right? Like what I've said before, with a 13-year-old, a 12-year-old, and a 10-year-old, to be able to raise your family in a community like this, to be able to compete for championships and have the ability to get the resources you need. A lot of coaches hang on to these moments and they don't do anything or don't say anything. One, because they don't want egg on their face when they decide to do something else, right? Two, because they're concerned about things that I'm not concerned about, like getting a better contract. Like, I'm taken care of extremely well here at Oregon. I have the resources I need here at Oregon to be really, really successful. I'm not motivated by that. I'm motivated by winning. I'm motivated by being elite here. And our players deserve my complete focus. Our fans deserve the best product on the field. So it's outside noise. It didn't matter before. It doesn't matter now. I'll continue to say it till I'm blue in the face. I want to be here at Oregon. That hasn't changed. That won't change.
That's huge.
Right. So again, guys, for those who may be Washington Husky fans or Washington State fans or Georgia Bulldog fans or whatever, that video had absolutely nothing to do with anything about Oregon. But what that said to me, which Brett and I have basically spent the last 25 minutes talking about, is we have the resources. We have everything that we need to do to compete. Everything right this is, are we plugging into the people that matter the most? Your players could be your wife. Your players could be your employees. Your players could be your kids. Your players, your team can be people that are older than you, people that are younger than you. But are you using the God-given resources to go ahead and not only enhance their lives, but when you enhance their lives and your life becomes enhanced? I hope that you guys come back and really watch that and dissect that. It's a minute and a half, maybe a minute and 40 seconds. But the guy's 36 years old. He's running one of the elite programs in all of college football. And again, as you guys can go and make fun of Uncle Phil and all that stuff, Nike money, that doesn't matter. The point of it is he is creating a culture, which we all have the power to do, is to create that type of culture to not only, as I said, to enhance your business life and enhance your relationship life, whatever things that need to be fixed. And there's really, it goes back to, it just popped in my head. It goes back to, we think the grass is always greener on the other side, right? But if we mow and if we mow and take care of the grass that is right in front of us, there's nowhere else to go. But we keep looking for this more and more and more and more and more. Well, more is literally sitting right in front of you, surrounding you within arm's distance. It's just how we're cultivating that more.
Well, it goes back to commitment, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, the grass is always greener. Seeing it somewhere else. The biggest struggle I've ever had with employees in any of my businesses is that they won't do the work here to get the result that they're looking for. Instead, they go somewhere else and ultimately don't do the work there either. So a wise man once told me, the gentleman I talked about in episode 12 or 13 or 14, the tow company owner, he said, the problem with moving to another town, another state, is that you get to take you with you. That's the problem. You're taking your problems with you because you are the problem, right? It's a commitment level. So commit to where you are, commit to the process, commit to the people on your team, whether your team is a baseball team, a football team, of this team, of that team, or your team is just your family. Commit to your family. Commit to becoming the best at what you do. In our legacy meeting, in our legacy meeting this morning, one of the gentlemen said, "I feel unfulfilled." And I said, "Who's the biggest, baddest, and the best in your industry in that area?" And he said, "These guys." And I said, what's their gross per year? He said, hundreds of millions of dollars. I said, "How much is yours?" He said, "Well, I'm at about 10 million. I said, "Why do you feel unfulfilled? You haven't even reached your potential of your next closest competitor. Reach for that first, then decide if you're unfulfilled."
And it goes back to what we talked about earlier too, Brent. I mean, again, we're not telling you what to do. We're just giving sound bites that we know that you guys and women think about. It is a constant training. It is a never-ending pursuit. We're never going to be perfect, and that's okay. And digest that for a little bit. Perfection is just it's a pursuit, and it's not bad to chase perfection, but learn the lessons when you fall down or you miss the touchdown and you miss the pass. Dan, we can go back, and since we got Dan Lanning on here, he made some mistakes against Washington, cost his team the game. He learned a lot. It was very evident in the next couple of games of how he handles those different situations, and trial by fire, right? And I think Brett said it his best is like, you can go ahead and go from job to relationship to whatever, and I heard this other thing kind of, talking about, even investing, but even about relationships. That guy that comes home after 10 years of marriage and there's a note on the counter saying, I just can't do this anymore.
So he didn't treat his relationship like a crock pot. We talked about that in episode 16 or 17.
Yeah. You've got to constantly do the work to it. And let me make this perfectly clear, which I just said about a minute ago. This is therapy for us to keep ourselves in check, to not only keep ourselves in check, but to help to keep you in check. Because without us getting better, we feel that we can help you get better. And without you getting better, then the whole world, is not going to get better. We've got to stop relying on these other people that are supposedly in power going to go ahead and save the world. It is you. It is me. It is Brent. It is April. It is Chrissy. It's my kids, my grandkids, Brent's kids, his family. We are trying to help enhance everybody's life by errors that we make, by successes we make. So again, don't think this is where like you need to do this or do this, and we're not professionals at this. There's a lot of guys that are a lot better than what we're talking about, but I guarantee you that what we say on here is somehow going to change it. We know that because people come back like, dude, you're not on Spotify.
Yeah.
So we know that people are watching. We know that we're affecting some lives. So,
dude, I'm not here to judge, and I mean this goes back to what you say. I'm here. It's me against me every day.
yeah.
It's me against my thoughts, my feelings, my emotions, my integrity, my morals, my compass, my everything. It's me against me.
Yeah.
If I can help with this format to give somebody the one little cheat code that is going to take them from good to great, or from great to excellent, or however you want to judge that, that's what I'm hoping they'll get out of this. I get a lot out of this from what you say.
Right.
I think you get a lot out of what I say.
I do, for sure. But the thing too is that we have to remember that things that we do help people, for those that we do give that one little starfish back in the ocean for you, and we help you go from good to great, whatever that may be, whenever that may be. It may be 10 years down the road that you heard something today that makes you better. Our expectations of this, because we've been perfectly clear with this, there is no monetization in this podcast whatsoever. We will keep investing. Monetized. We will keep getting better with technology and doing some different things and bringing some cool things, but this is all going to be financed through us. Our only expectation is for you to take this stuff and either you want to talk about like what you heard and then go make it your own. Go freaking make it your own. I don't care. Just go share it. Share
Whatever
the video.
You do, it'll make a damn difference, right?
Yeah.
That's our deal. That's our shtick. Go make a damn difference.
Go make a damn difference, because it doesn't do any good if you just keep it to yourself. A lot of this information that Brett and I get are stuff that we've heard from different podcasts or different books that we've read that have changed our life. And maybe we use different words to go ahead and explain it to somebody else. It's just that not every fingerprint's the same, and not everyone has the same DNA, and that's how we tell each other apart. But sometimes we do have common threads. So, so Dan Lanning, if you're hearing this, brother, somehow, some way, we appreciate with all your wisdom. You've given us great sound bites. We know that you get ridiculed a lot. You got the locker room a couple weeks ago against Colorado fired up, and people mocked you for that. Don't stop doing what you're doing, brother. I know that you won't, because you're surrounded by great people. He's taken his mentorship from the Nick Sabans, the Kirby Smarts, his young coaches, his wife, his kids, and all this thing. And he's constantly overflowing of giving. What we just talked about, what April and Chrissy are doing. If you keep draining your well, God's going to fill it back up.
Yep.
Right.
You got to tear a hole in the universe every day.
Every day.
So I too am frustrated about the Ducks. Here's why.
Okay.
So the Duck Club used to hold their annual event on my birthday.
Okay.
So I would go there and I would bid on auction items that I didn't need at all, in any way, shape, or form. But I would bid on auction items, and I would bid up my friends and things like that, and I would donate to the Duck Club. and usually I'd get something, and we'd auction it off or something like that to give it away to our clients or whatever we would do. But they used to hold it on my birthday, and they stopped doing that. They moved it like a week. So now I'm like, I used to go to a really cool party. I always felt like
That
it
was
was
your
my
birthday
party.
party.
Yeah. Yep. Used to drive my birthday car to my birthday party and donate and feel good about helping people. And yeah, if you're listening to this and you're a part of the Duck Club, change it back to October 1st.
Come on, Dan. Come on, AD. So, and then George Hosfield, if you're watching this, I know you know the right people to make that happen. So I'm put you underneath the bus too. Love you, George. Anyway, brother. So I mean, just some good things today. So we could go on and on about this, but I think we've done that for 25 episodes. But I think the big thing that we really need to concentrate on is don't lose hope, knowing that you have a tremendous support system, but you can't get supported if you don't ask for it. So continue to live in a silo and can't figure out why your life is not getting any better. And it is what it is. And I'm calling you out. I'll call mine out. I know when I don't ask for help, it's not fun. It's not fun trying to be yourself. Our wives don't happily. Our kids, our wives don't hesitate to ask us for help. Our kids don't ask or hesitate to ask us for help when needed. Learn from them. Learn from those guys. Maybe it's not your wife. Maybe it's not your kids. Maybe it's just a friend of yours that once in a while they ask for help. I've asked you for help a couple times over my life.
Guys don't ask for help,
Yeah,
right?
Right.
Like, but that's garbage. That is 100% garbage.
Yeah. So we're coming into that. And I want to talk about this too, because we're coming into the holiday season. And we talked about this last week about November being not only men's health, but men's, awareness type of stuff. And how many men decided to make some decisions that cost their life, but also affects a lot of other people's life. So for your men, and I know that women watch this, but this is going to be a men generally. We get it. It is a freaking rough freaking time right now to be in this world with the expectations, with the craziness, with politics, with jobs, whatever it may be. You may have lost friends. It may be just a tough time. You may be losing your house. You may be losing your car. Your business may be failing. It happens. I've been through it. Brett's been through it. It's not a fun journey. We just want you to know, again, recognizing the month of November, which we used to grow mustaches. I guess maybe next year we can try to grow a mustache. You already got one. I can't grow one, dude. I mean, it gets bushy and I just get frustrated. It's kind of like vision casting. I'm just like, I don't have the time to do this.
Well, it starts itching and then it's over. I got
so to stay on that, the topic is just know that you have support. We are here 100,000% for you, whatever it may be. And if it's not us, find somebody there that there is. But most of all, brother, do not make that decision that your life is that bad that you can't get out of it. I've been in the gutter and there's an avenue out and it's not fun. Have I thought about it? Yes. But in the same sense as I have to think about the people that are around me. So as we get into this holiday season, which tends to be a little bit lonely sometimes, reach out to us, reach out to a friend, reach out to a hotline, but don't make that decision to go down that path because we need you on this earth to help us get better. And we know that you can get through it. And then when you do get through it, if it's from our help or somebody else's house, we want you on this show to share how you were on the bottom and worked your way up. So
heck, if you're on the bottom, we'd love to have you on the show. We'd be able to help and support you. I guarantee you there's a ton of people listening to us who would love to offer their support and guidance as well. So
yeah. So we're with you, brother. If you're watching this and you're hurting, Brett and I say prayers every morning and we put it out to the universe. Like, whoever needs it, God, just take my strength and give it to them at that time. And right there, it was just a prayer for you. So don't give up hope. Keep fighting. Again, we're here for you. Super simple to get a hold of us. My phone number is 541 206-2590. Obviously, you can find, you can just find, obviously, look me up on teamarmstrong.com, and you can find me there too. And then Brent Wright.
Yeah, 541-915-6237, or Linktree Brent Wright, or Google Brent Wright, Eugene, Oregon, and a whole plethora of stuff will come up.
So, and if you just missed that, just press rewind for about 1 minute and you'll be able to find it. But again, most of all, we love you. And again, too, is I know that we just talked about men because we talked about November, but yes, ladies, we know that you're going through it too. So if we can be a resource, I'm going to say this, give us a call anyway. We'll put you in touch with our wives. Chrissy is amazing at that. April has a heart of gold as well. And that's why they're at where we're at. Actually, realistically too, it is 99% why we married them.
Yeah.
At the end of the day is why we married them. So, that's it for right now, guys. Go ahead.
Mine was trial by fire. She said, I got goals. I got a vision. You're going to be on board, or I'm going to go find somebody that can help me get on board. So,
well, you took that one, right?
Oh yeah.
Kind of like here, it's like this. She's the ultimate salesperson now. She just sold you.
Oh man, total.
Close your heart. Just steak knives. Steak knives.
Exactly.
So anyways, guys, we really appreciate you. It has been a great episode. It's been a great 25 episodes. We are literally going to take next week off to spend time with our family, to be grateful for a lot of the things that, because we're on Thursdays. This is when this stuff is filmed. So we're going to enjoy some time with our families. We're going to try to play some golf. We're going to, I don't even feel like eating a lot of food. We're just going to go enjoy time and kind of be in the moment. And then we're going to come up strong. Whatever that Thursday is behind after Thanksgiving, we'll be back here strong, sharing some stories. But do not forget to watch this episode. Do not forget to share this episode. Do not, most of all, as I said, subscribe, and whoever your friends you send it to, tell them to subscribe. We are growing. It's a slow growth. We ain't stopping, and we ain't the same. But we're coming for you because we know that you're going to help not only us get better, but we're going to help you get better as well. And that's what this is all about. So final thoughts for you, my friend.
We want your cheat codes.
Yeah. I need your cheat codes.
I need them. I need to, whatever that is on Mario Brothers, like where he does that thing and then he goes down the tube and ends up at the end and gets the princess, right? Well, we already have our princesses, but man, we need those other cheat codes to get to the next place. So,
amen.
Help hook us up.
Hook us up for sure.
Go make a damn difference.
Go make a damn difference. If you're a small business out there, we'd like to know what your small business is too, because we feel that is the next big wave of success out here. Brent he's got multiple small businesses. I have a small business in real estate. My wife is starting one. Chrissy's starting one. So keep supporting those small businesses, because that's what's going to make this economy not only better, but it's going to make our community better as well. So we're going to get the heck out of Dodge right now. Here is a little bit of more Van Halen to you, but until we see each other again, guys, stay safe. Have a freaking great Thanksgiving, but most of all, God bless, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Take care.
I stood and looked down. I lost a lot of friends there, baby. I got no time to mess around. So if you want it, got to breathe on it, baby.